Hi, welcome back to Making It with Minglet. Today we're going to be working on page 60 of 100 Days of Junk Journaling. And we've been having a good time. This page right here is going to need a little more work than what I have been doing. I've got a little bit collaged here, but this one is the manual for heated socks. We were going to a race at Bowman Gray Stadium in February. And it was stolen ground. There was ice and all kinds of fun stuff going on. And needless to say, we were a little bit concerned about whether we were going to have enough clothing to stay warm. So we ordered these socks. And I guess that's what happened around the time this journal was coming into existence. And part of my inspiration for today is rather silly, but I think I've told you that I've been watching The Lizard, the bearded dragon, for my daughter, and then our National Geographic came in. It was this, and I thought, oh, that's too pretty not to use in a journal. So wonder, never lose your sense of wonder, no matter how old you get, how big you get for your pants, as my mom used to say, that you never get too big. Don't ever get too big for your britches. That's what she'd say. Silly. But anyway, that's one thing that I do think that I'm childlike in that, because when I go outside, I love being outside. I grew up outside, playing in the woods, and just, nature was the teacher. When there was no school, nature was the teacher for me. I enjoyed being outside. I played outside all summer long. And when the fall and winter would come and the days were short, I missed it so much, and I could not wait to get back out and have fun. Now, the papers that I'm using are just scraps, and I do not know what's on them, or whether it's going to be something that's permanent or not permanent. So if you start seeing things turning colors, that would be why. And it really doesn't matter, but I thought it would be fun to bring some colors in. And it already has some of the teal and purple, so I just kind of want to add some things to it to kind of help it, be blended and kind of flow. I want it to have a nice flow to it. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Sort of what I'm kind of trying to say. Sometimes the words don't want to come out. And you just have to work with what you got. Now this is tissue, and I think this is acrylic on this one. So I don't have to worry about anything coming off on that. This I know is watercolor, this piece. So let's just go ahead and slap it down. Let's go right here with it. And these are complementary colors, but I'm going to also pop some in here that don't exactly go, but I just like the print, so we'll try to make it work. There we go. Now on this side, I know I want that one there. I think this was an old lizard or chameleon, whatever it is. But like I said, it was on the envelope that the National Geographic come in. I've got to sit down there and read it because there's an article about bees on there. and I've got things to make a bee journal that have been gathering, but I wanted to finish the 100-day project first before I start any other journals or projects. I want to finish this up first. So I don't want to have more things to do than I really have time to do. And I've reached the time of year where a lot of my appointments, my 3 and 6 month appointments come up due, so that's been happening too. But somehow it happens. We can make art happen. Yay! I think I'm going to tear that apart. Listen to that paper rip. Let her rip, buddy. Let her rip. It'll be okay. We're going to be having some fun, enjoying the wonders of collaging. Don't be stingy. We went into Winston today, but I did not stop by either one of the craft stores, because by the time we got through with appointments today, we were done. It's been one of those weeks. I've got that piece of waxy paper back behind there, so that's going to keep me from hopefully messing up any other pages by glooping stuff on there. If there's such a word as gloop. And I like to go back and make sure I've got stuff down well, so that when I go to put this down, I'm not going to have to worry about anything that's popped up or not laying quite right. Let's get that to the edge. There we go. We'll go there with that. And this all may not show, but I want to have color on both sides, both pages. So whatever's left will be pretty. Okay. Come on. You know you can do it. The lizard's been lazy today. I went down there and put food in for her, and she looked at me like, no, 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 I can't be bothered to eat today. And she does that sometimes. She'll go a couple of days that she doesn't really eat a whole lot. And her mom's not feeling the lizard's mom is not well. They went to a basketball game Wednesday, and they both have ended up sick. So I hate it for them, but I hope they keep it to themselves. So a few more days with the lizards. She's perfectly content where she's at. She's got plenty of sunshine. She's got plants all around her. And I talk to her like a crazy woman. And she'll look at me like, yeah. Sometimes she'll even turn her head. She's funny. She makes me laugh. And for some reason, when I take her outside, I'll take her outside and put her down in one of our natural areas. And for some reason, she likes to go towards our neighbor's yard. And she's tried to run over there a couple of times. I don't know what she sees or smells over there, but it's something interesting. I can't wait to see him outside to tell him that the lizard wants to come for a visit. I don't think he's seen me out with her. Hey, some people walk the lizards with a leash, just like a puppy dog. I'm not doing that. And my husband says, yeah, not yet. But she is going to go back home. When she first got her, I was kind of a little skeptical, but I think she's grown on me through the years. I mean, she's had her since like 2019, I think. So she's been around a while. Matter of fact, she's been around, I think she had her before she got her dog. Bill calls her the old dinosaur. He doesn't particularly care for her. If she got out of the cage, he would have to leave home until I found her. He would be terrified. Be like letting snakes in the house or something. And I'm not that scared of her at all. I mean, she's pretty tame. She doesn't, she's not aggressive or mean. I mean, if you keep your fingers down long enough, if you're feeding her, she will bite you if you don't let go of the food. She will bite. But she generally don't tend to hold on for very long. It's like almost like it's an accident. I don't think she really does it on purpose to be mean. One day she bit me, and I was like, "What'd you do that for?" And she just looked at me and kind of smiled, like, yep, I can do that. Did you know I could do that? Okay. Well, this is coming along very nicely. Let's see where we're at. Almost there, almost. Let's see if we can get that down now. will fold this, and I'm going to put a glue down first. Alright, I'm going to make sure this gets good and dry before I go all the way through. And rather than have you sit here while I finish it, let me just go ahead and finish it off and I'll come back. Alright, so I've got the rest of the stuff glued down. I've got our colorful chameleon, lizard, whatever it is. And I've got the word is wonder up here. And I really thought I would use some of my strips that are really great for adding additional texture. These are created by PM Artist Studio. And I think they were original, some of their original designs. But I'll add a link to their YouTube channel, and you can find the information there to follow up on. And I'm dry rubbing this pretty much, not a lot of moisture because I don't want it to not dry quickly. See, that just adds a little bit of fun there. Kind of goes along with the little bumps and nubs and spikes and the texture. That didn't show up quite as good, but that's okay. That's okay. I could use a different color. There's some lime green. There is reddish orange. Let's see what happens if we put just a dot of orange in this. Just a dot. Let's slide this over so I can use my paper here to... We'll go over this again, and we're going to try it with the orange to see if we get a better result. There we go. Let's put a few scales up here. Alright. Look at that. That's coming together nicely. I'm very, very pleased. Okay, where else it needs a pop of orange. Maybe we could do a little bit right here where these two colors meet. Just a little. Alright, so now we have a wild and wonderful page. Thank you, National Geographic. That's a piece of paper that I did not put in the recycle bin, and I have used it successfully in my junk journal. So I'm pleased with that. And I do need to still get my numbers on there. So I think, since I did a double page, I think I'm going to put the 60 right there. I think this is the one I want to use. Yeah. I think this is the one. Make sure I'm doing the right, yeah, 60, 60, 60, 60. Don't want another duplicate boo-boo where I put the same page number down twice. But, you know, you just go on. It's not the worst thing that could happen, I don't suppose. Alrighty. And I'm connecting these dots here. We're just going to fill it in. Alright, so page 60 is about wonder. So always hold on to that wonder and look and observe and enjoy. And look how nice this is. I mean, even though the page in front of it is fancy and it's got these little things coming out the side from the lace, I think it still is complimentary because we put the pink on there to kind of carry the colors through. So there you have it, page 60 out of 100. Until next time, be well, my friends. Bye-bye.